Okay, so this is going to be my foundation routine. This was a requested video. I have to admit, I didn't want to do this because I didn't want people to see my face. As you can tell, my cheeks are really rosy. I do have some acne scarring around my chin area. But that's all on the wonderfulness of makeup, that it can cover it all up. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go through the process of what I do whenever I have a lot of time. But I'll tell the steps that are optional. Like there are some steps I do no matter what. Like no matter what, apply moisturizer and foundation. Some of the other things are just kind of, if I have the time, then I have to do it. So I'll go through that as I go through my face. But the first thing I want to do is put on my Fix Plus and moisturizer. As I said, I do this because my skin is very, very dry. If yours is more oily, then you probably don't necessarily need to moisturize every day before you put on your makeup. You of course need a sunscreen, but you don't necessarily need as much moisturizer as I put on. So I'm going to just spray my face with Fix Plus. And then I'm going to use my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion. This is for very dry to dry combination skin. I'll just get a little bit on my hand and rub it all down. I do put it on my eyes because I had an allergic reaction to something a few months ago, and so my eyes they always seem really dry to me. So there's that. An optional step is a primer. I don't hardly do this at all because I don't really see the difference, but I have all these little samples. So if I have the time, I go ahead and use it. So today I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish. The little clear one. I'm just going to apply that all over my face. So now we can start with our foundation. And I'm going to use MAC Studio Sculpt foundation. This is my favorite foundation ever. I've used Mary Kay, which I used Mary Kay for years and I liked it. So I mean, it's nothing against them. But it's just, this has just been my holy grail ever since I started using it. I do use just a little cosmetic wedge with this. I tried it with a brush when I first got the foundation. It did not work very well. And I do also have to admit that I use these probably 4 or 5 times before I throw them away. But I keep it in a little drawer, so I feel like it's better. If you're a complete germaphobe, you might could use it twice, once on each side, and then throw it away. But I like to get my money's worth for stuff. With this foundation, it is more of a gel consistency, so you don't need a lot. I start off with a little bit and then add to as I need it. Just a little amount on the sponge. And then I just dab on my face. And I do usually go back and use a little bit more on my cheeks and my chin, because that's my red area. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use is the Smashbox Photo Op Under Eye Brightener. Once again, I don't really see the big difference when I use this stuff, but I have it, and if I take the time, then I go ahead and put it on. Because it's not supposed to actually do a lot of concealing, but it's supposed to brighten the area. I don't know. When I bought it, the girl at Sephora was like, oh my gosh, this is the best stuff ever. Yeah, I don't really see it. Then I'm going to use my Studio Sculpt Concealer by MAC. And this is what I use for my red areas. Just kind of dab it on. Okay, and then next I'm going to use my Select Moisture Cover Concealer by MAC. And this is what I use underneath my eyes. I noticed if I use the Studio Sculpt Concealer on my eyes, it would sometimes, where my eyes are so dry, but sometimes look a little cakey. And I saw somebody on YouTube use the moisture cover, and they talked about how good it was. So when I went to a CCO and they had it, I was like, eh, I'll try it. Okay. And now I'm going to use my MAC Prep and Prime transparent finishing powder. I can't remember what it was called. And my Walmart Kabuki. And just put that all over my face. Sometimes I don't do this, but I don't know, I do it more often than not, so. Next, I'm going to use a bronzer all over, and I'm using the Smashbox Fusion Soft Lights. This is where I'm so pale, it just helps to kind of warm up my skin. So I'm just going to use a big paddle brush and just dust a little bit all over my face. And then I'm going to go ahead and contour. This is another step that I don't do every day. Because I notice if I wear my hair up, I especially don't do it. If I'm running late, then I don't do it. I just like to do it some because even though my face is round, so if I contour a lot, I just look funny. But I like to put a little bit of color right here. I don't know, it just helps to brighten up my face a little. Not brighten it up, but I don't know, it just gives it a different look. And I'm going to use my Mark angled brush. I love this brush. It's so soft, and where it's big and flat, it's like perfect. So what I do is I turn my face to the side and kind of move my mouth over so I can see where I'm supposed to go. But I concentrate the color right up beside my ear and then just go down towards my mouth. And then what I'll do is I'll take another Kabuki that's just a little Avon one that sheds like crazy, but I just want to use it to kind of even them out a little bit. And then I'll use a little bit more. Oh, and by the way, this is the Bone Beige Emphasized Sculpt and Shape Powder. Sorry, I don't think I said that. I'm going to use a little bit more right beside the temple. And then use a little bit more going alongside my forehead. I'm wearing my bangs down today, so it's not going to show too much, but I don't want to look freaky, so. And then you can go on down and put a little bit of color underneath your jawline. Then you are ready for your blush. This I just kind of put on whatever I feel like that day. I think I'll go ahead and use my Madly blush by NARS. It's just a pretty tannish color. I'm using this because I'm going to do more of a smoky eye today because I'm going out for dinner. So I want something that's a little bit more neutral. And I'm using my Mark blush brush, the flat one. I just took some, I'm going to dab it on my cheeks, going upwards, and then we kind of blend it in. And once again, sometimes I feel like it's too much, like right beside my nose or whatever. So just take a Kabuki, kind of blend it out. And then you are ready for your highlight. And I'm going to use my Snow Bunny Subtly Sun-Kissed Bronzing Powder by Too Faced. It's the one that I showed, I think, in my favorites video, with the little Too Faced brush that came with it. And I just swirl it all throughout there, and then just highlight the tops of my cheeks. And also go down my nose a little bit, on my chin, and in the center of my forehead. So that is it for my foundation routine. If you have any questions, leave those below. If you have recommendations on something that you think would work better for me or somebody else or whatever, you can leave that below as well. And I'll talk to everyone soon. Bye.